I'm a little brother. My big brother really showed me wrestling. And my first introduction to wrestling was through video games. Like WWF Raw, Sega Genesis is the first introduction to wrestling for me. And then, he's showing me these guys, he's Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon. And later on, Nintendo 64 comes out and I started looking at WCW. Don't kill me. But this is before I know anything. I'm thinking Hulk Hogan is a straight WCW guy. Like, this is where I saw him. I've never seen him anywhere else.
So that was your first intro to Hogan?
Yeah. So I'm looking at these guys like, okay,
I really am old.
I thought you told me Bret Hart was with WWF. Oh yeah, he's here now. What do you mean he's here now? What are you talking about? Why is Razor Ramon's name not Razor Ramon over here? And so like those were the first steps for me, like getting like, oh, these are like competing promotions. Like this is like
just growing up and
thing.
Shattering our childhood.
Yeah, exactly.
Realizing.
Can you remember when
capitalism runs everything?
As a fan, the first time wrestling broke your heart?
Ooh, as a fan.
I mean, Hulk Hogan running over the Rock in an ambulance scarred me.
Maybe, unless I can think of something that was earlier, I remember being confused as to why, was it WrestleMania 9? When Hogan just like came out of nowhere.
And challenged Yokozuna?
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
After the Bret Hart match.
Yeah.
Yokozuna beats Bret Hart.
That doesn't feel good.
Yeah, it didn't feel good at all. As a kid, didn't feel good at all. And I don't know how smart or not smart I was at that point, but I remember watching it and just being like,
yeah.
What?
That didn't fit.
So for those who don't know, WrestleMania 9, Bret Hart wrestles Yokozuna in the main event. Yokozuna beats Bret Hart. Then all of a sudden, Hulk Hogan comes to ringside with a black eye that we don't even know how he got.
Like knowing what I know now, like the finish of WrestleMania with like the heel up is just kind of like flat. You know?
So you don't like the bad guy winning at the end?
And you don't, I mean, there's a time and there's a place for it.
That wasn't it.
It for sure wasn't it, TJ.
It was just so weird when Bret had salt, Yokozuna or Mr. Fuji, I guess, threw the salt in Bret's eyes. And then Hogan's coming down talking to him, and Bret's like, yeah, go get him. And I'm like, wait, what? Go get him?
It's not sanctioned.
How's this real?
They made Bret look,
a little suspect.
Yeah.
That's for sure a heartbreaking moment.